Maybe you live in a big house or on a big piece of property, you have a big pool, or maybe all of the above, and you're looking down into the future and you're thinking, what if I want to downsize a little, or maybe even a lot? Now what?
Can we talk about something else, please?
How do you go from big to not so big? And what do you do with all your stuff? Where the heck do you even start?
Let's start at the very beginning.
It's a very good place to...
Okay, so what if you do have that? You have more upkeep, more maintenance, more utilities, more property taxes.
Bales.
Let's say you're in your 50s or your 60s like me, and you're thinking, my knees are holding out.
Mine are just fine after that surgery.
What happens 10 years from now when I might have trouble going up and down these stairs? If you've owned a house for a while, you probably have a lot of equity, and you can use that equity to your benefit by downsizing your house, buying something a little less expensive, pocketing the cash, and then having money in the bank, money to do whatever you want, go traveling. Okay, let's get a little more cozy. What are you gonna do with all your stuff? When you're scaling down your house, obviously you have to scale down your stuff. What are you gonna do with that?
It's always the hardest part.
Let's get even more uncomfortable. What about your dining room? Let's talk about your dining room table. Just some numbers. Let's say you have grandma's table and it seats 12 and it's very large. Let's just say your dining room is 12 feet by 18 feet, kind of an average size dining room. How often do you use the dining room? How often do you use the crystal and the china? Twice a year? 3 times a year? Let's say that you use it for 3 times a year and you're in that dining room sitting on those chairs for say 20 hours a year. Let's just say your house is worth $1,000 a square foot. That room is worth up $225,000 to $250,000. Same thing with the spare bedroom. So if you are using that dining room, say 3 times a year, it's costing you $11,000 an hour to use that dining room.
I'm no mathematician, but that sounds ridiculous.
It's ridiculous math.
It only adds up to 93.
But it's proving a point that you have space you probably don't need. If you've got spare bedrooms and a big dining room you're using very little, you qualify for scale down therapy. Okay, seriously though. I know it's ridiculous math, but I'm doing that to prove the point.
Mathematical equation.
You'll have to make decisions about all of your stuff. And it's not easy. You think it's easy, because you're like, it's just a chair, and then it just stacks up, and then you're like, oh my God, we're getting rid of all the furniture. And if you have any emotional attachment to some of those things, which you will, it's surprising, then you have to make even more difficult decisions. So a lot of people just say, that's okay, we'll just put it in storage. All right, let's do some more math. Up next, Scale Down Therapy Part 2, Storage.
Oh, I just love ridiculous math.